Hi everyone, this is real estate coach Craig Proctor. Today we're going to be talking about how to stop losing business to other real estate agents. And the number one reason that we lose business is lack of follow-up. So that's what we're going to talk about today, is how to strengthen your follow-up, how to have an awesome follow-up system. Look, if most of the prospects that we spoke to on a day-to-day basis, if most of them were ready to buy or sell today, like when you talk to them, if most of the buyers and sellers said, yeah, come and get me, I'm ready to buy today, I'm ready to list my home, you wouldn't need an awesome follow-up system, right? If it was like, come and get me. But you folks have been in this long enough to know that the vast majority of prospects that you speak to are not quite ready yet. You know, that's the Achilles heel in this business, is the unpredictability of prospect timing. So you follow up with them, they tell you one thing and they do something else. So that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about how to plug the holes in your business. You know, put your finger in the dike, plug these holes so that you don't have to generate more leads to make more money. We're going to show you how to be more efficient with the leads that you're already generating by implementing an awesome follow-up system. So good day to everyone. Thank you for joining me. If you're joining me a little bit late, this is Real Estate Coach Craig Proctor. Our topic today is how to stop losing business to other real estate agents by improving your follow-up, by plugging the holes in your business. Let's get started. Let me know who you are and what marketplace you're in, what part of the United States or Canada or wherever in the world you are. Let us know. Type the major marketplace that you're in, your major metropolitan area. Type that into the comments right now. Let's see if we can get some interaction going here. Maybe get some referrals going back and forth. If whatever area you work in, let us know. Don't be shy about this. Get your name out here. In Craig Proctor Nation, it's all about us referring agents to other great realtors all over North America. That's a big benefit of hanging out with me. So today, it's all about follow-up. Generating the leads is actually the easy part. Okay, now some of you might be saying, well, like generating the leads isn't the easy part for me yet. I'm very confident I can help you generate leads. That's the easy part of it in my experience. The more challenging part is getting you to actually follow up with the leads. How many of you are like guilty as charged, right? Craig, I generate leads, but not so good on what happens after I generate the lead. I'm having difficulty reaching the prospects, and then even after I reach them, maybe I spend 15 or 20 minutes on the phone with the prospect. I'm not really sure their exact motivation. I'm not really sure of their exact timing. Look, I had that same problem. So, starting off not understanding what I was doing, I would be spending sometimes 20 minutes or a half an hour with a prospect, trying to build a relationship with them, trying to really get to know their situation. And at the end of this 30-minute call with a new prospect, I might know a lot of stuff about them, right? I might know how many kids they have, what they do for a living, what their spouse does for a living. I might know the name of their dog, right? But I would get off that phone call without an appointment, and I get off that phone call without really understanding the two most important things that we want to know about any prospect that we speak to. So let me know in the comments, what do you think the two most important things that you want to know about a prospect are at the end of this conversation? Well, let me know in the comments, because it took me a while to figure this out. I had no idea kind of what I was doing, fake it till you make it, really. But after years and years on the phone, making thousands and thousands of phone calls, I created a script for myself, through trial and error. Some of the questions I asked didn't really work, and I was spending too much time on the phone, right? Like if you want to make a lot of money in real estate, you've got to be efficient, right? If I'm spending a half an hour on the phone or even 20 minutes on the phone, I can't speak to too many people in an hour, right? Do the math. If it takes me 20 minutes on the phone to speak to a new prospect and to qualify them and understand the two most important things we want to know about them, that means I can only speak to 3 prospects in an hour. I'm not going to get rich selling real estate talking to 3 people in an hour. So Over the years, I perfected what I call my universal callback script. Now check this out. This is the real deal. I figured out how to get on and off the phone with a buyer or seller prospect in 3 minutes or less and determine the 2 most important things that you want to know about any prospect. Here they are, the 2 most important things. Thing number 1 is, are they even motivated? Right? What is their motivation? Like, if they're not motivated, I don't really care when they plan on, their timing doesn't matter because they're not doing anything, right? So number 1 thing is, are they motivated? So my script was designed to find out what is their true motivation. Because a lot of prospects will pretend they're not motivated when sometimes they really are. Okay, thing number 2, okay, there's 2 things that you want to determine, at least 2 things. Number 1 is motivation. Number 2 is timing. Okay, we've got to understand what the timing is. If their timing is 5 years out, that's not much interest to me. Like, I'm not going to try to meet with somebody that's years away, right? I'm looking for prospects that are ready to do something now. So the 2 most important things you want to know about any prospect is, what is their motivation and what is their timing? So I developed a series of questions that gets right to the point. It gets to the truth, especially, when you call in the beginning of the conversation, when you say, are you thinking about making a move? And typically they say things like, well, I don't know, I'm not sure, I just saw your stuff, I just requested it, I didn't know this was coming from a real estate agent. I'm going to teach you a series of questions that you can ask the prospect that will give you a really good idea, like, who's for real, who are the now prospects, who are the future prospects, and who are really no prospects at all. They're not going to represent any opportunity. Now, for those of you who joined a little bit late, I said, wouldn't it be a great world if everybody we talked to, every buyer and seller we talked to said, hey, I'm ready now, come and get me, right? You wouldn't need a follow-up system if that was the way the world worked. The truth is, it's the opposite. How many of you would agree in the comments? Let me know if you agree that the vast majority of buyers and sellers you speak to are not ready yet. They're either not qualified at all or they're not ready yet. Maybe 10 or 15% of the prospects we speak to are ready to take action now. So this is the Achilles heel in your business. This is what we got to talk about, because if it's true that only 10 or 15% of the prospects are now business, that means like 85% of the prospects are down the road. What are you doing specifically to follow up with those prospects? Okay, so one of the questions we're going to ask, I'll just kind of go through this script. And if you want, I can, I'll tell you what, if you want to get this script, okay, if you type into comments the word script, my marketing advisor, Daryl, will get that for you. So just type into the comment script. But basically, here's how this deal works. First of all, when you use the Craig Proctor system, 100% of your leads or your prospects would be contacting you. So that's way better right away. If you can get the prospect chasing you instead of you chasing them, the positioning in the prospect's mind is way better, right? So we want, in the prospect's mind, we want to be a welcome guest versus being positioned as an annoying pest. Get that? Welcome guest versus annoying pest. So once they respond to the Craig Proctor style direct response marketing, basically the secret here is we're just offering buyers and sellers stuff that they want, and to get the stuff that they want, they respond and then we follow up. So here's basically how this script would go. Hi John, this is Craig Proctor with ABC Realty. The reason I was calling is I received your request for the tips on how to fix up your house and sell it for the most amount of money, or the list of homes in such and such an area, whatever it is that we've offered. And anyway, the reason I'm calling is to let you know I received your request and I'm sending that information to you now. Are you thinking about making a move? Now, some of them are like, yes, I am. Those are easy, great. And then others, a lot of them will say, well, they'll kind of pretend that they're less motivated than they really are, right? They'll say things like, well, I don't know, I'm not sure, we're just thinking about it, I just saw your information, or I didn't know this is coming from the realtor. That doesn't mean they're a bad prospect, by the way. That's called normal, right? That just means they're hiding their true motivations from the salesperson. Just like when you walk into a retail store, right? And the salesperson approaches you, you already know what they're going to say, right? They're going to say, "Can I help you?" And you have well rehearsed your response, which is, "Oh, no, thank you. I'm just looking." So if you do that, right? If you say to the salesperson, "Oh, no, I'm good. I'm okay. I'm just looking," it's not a hard stretch to understand that's kind of normal. So a lot of prospects will kind of pretend that they're less motivated than they really are because they want to push away the salesperson. And some of them truly are not motivated. The idea of the Craig Proctor Universal Callback script is, I'm not trying to create motivation where motivation doesn't exist. I'm not trying to do that. First of all, it's impossible. Forget what some of these other coaches tell you. I don't care how much of a silver tongue you have. If somebody doesn't want to move, you're not going to say things to them to create motivation. They're either wanting to move, they're either motivated or they're not motivated. The purpose behind the Craig Proctor Universal Callback script is to find out who is motivated and what their true motivation is. So, first question is, so we started off again. Hi, John, this is Craig Proctor with ABC Realty, and the reason I'm calling is I received a request for fill in the blank. Wanted to let you know I've sent that information out to you. By the way, and usually they say thank you. And by the way, are you folks planning on making a move in the next little while? Now, if they say yes, I'm going to say, well, if you were to move, would you stay local or would you move out of the area? Do you own a house or are you currently renting? If they own a house, I want to ask them, well, would you prefer to buy first before or would you like to sell first? Because I want to know whether they're a buy first prospect or a sell first prospect, because I want to know what offer to pitch them if I determine through my interrogation here that there's somebody I want to meet with. Remember, I have an abundance of leads. Okay, I've got the luxury of choice. I'm not wasting my time trying to make appointments with people that aren't motivated. Okay, I'm not trying to meet with people that are 2 years away. The idea behind the Craig Proctor Universal Callback script is determine their true motivation and timing in 3 minutes or less. Think about how many phone calls you can make, how many people you could reach if you could do that every 3 minutes, you could churn them out. So, I'm not trying to be their best friend. I don't know the name of their dog. I don't know anything about their life, but I know the answers to these questions that I spent 20 years perfecting. Okay, so do you own a house you're currently renting? The guy says, I own a house. Great. Would you prefer to buy your next home before you list your present home? Right? Or would you rather get your house sold before you get excited and look around at other properties? Because now I know whether they're a buy first or a sell first prospect, and I'm going to know which offer to make them. How about this? Do you have a realtor to help you when the time is right? Well, we've been talking to the person that sold us the house. Are you 100% committed to that realtor? There's a tremendous difference between real estate agents and what they do and how much they charge to get the job done. Do you think you might be open to meeting with me as well? I'm not saying don't meet with the other guy. I'm saying, would you be open to meeting with me as well? And the answer quite often is yes. So I'm gonna push myself in the door only if I feel they're motivated and timing. Let me repeat this again. The purpose of my script or any script should not be to try to motivate them. You can't motivate them. The job of the script is to determine in 3 minutes or less whether they are motivated or they're not motivated. Okay, and there's a spectrum here. Like some of them are going to be ready to rock and roll right now. They're ready to list their home, they're ready to buy, and I am going to book a buyer appointment or a listing appointment with them. Okay, so how does that work? We want the prospects that are really good to meet with us. But some of you don't know how to do that, right? You can't just say, well, I really need a commission check, so I'd like you to meet with me, right? Or would you like a free market evaluation? The seller's like, hey, dude, I can go online and find out what houses they're selling for. Would you like an area? Look, we have to offer something they want so you and I get what we want, right? So what if you said this to the seller? Instead of just offering a list of what houses have sold for or what's currently on the market, because they can get that themselves, you could say that. You could say something like this. You could say, as well as giving you an updated area home sales report that includes pictures and information on all the recent home sales and current listings, I also could go through a net sheet to help you discover exactly what you would net in your pocket after all of the associated expenses. Bingo! They don't know that, right? That's not something they can find online. They all want to know, what am I going to net in my pocket? What are all the associated costs? Also, how many of you believe that you could help the seller prepare their home for sale, to sell it a bit for maybe $8,000 or $10,000 more or whatever, if you could go look at it and give them some inexpensive tips on what to do to prepare their home for sale. So what would those things be? You've met with clients before and maybe they just need to move the furniture around. It's too cluttered. Maybe they need to do something simple like they got some crazy colors, they got to paint the house and neutralize it, get the carpets cleaned, do a bit of landscaping. So how many of you, let me know in the comments, how many of you feel confident that you could help the seller sell their home for 5, 10, 8, whatever, you could help them sell for more money with your expertise, with your guidance by coming and looking at the house and giving them inexpensive and easy things to do to help sell their home. That should be part of your offer. You could also say, and I understand you're buying another house, so we could talk about timing, right? Because you want to sell your house, you want to buy the next home, and I could get you priority access to homes that match your home buying criteria. Now, meeting with me is absolutely free of charge, and you're never obligated to do anything. Would that interest you? Boom, folks, if you say that, most of them that are motivated will say, yeah, man, what's the catch? No cost, no obligation. Now, if this prospect said, yeah, I own a home, but I want to buy a home first, don't make them the seller offer. That's a mistake I made earlier in my career. I didn't ask the question whether they were a buy first or sell first prospect. I know the person owned a house, so like a dummy, I would guess. I would offer the seller, I would make the seller offer, and that's not where their head was at. They clearly wanted to buy first. And had I just asked the question, are you a buy first or sell first prospect? I would have known they were a buy first prospect, and I would have made the appropriate offer. You understand what I'm saying? If the prospect wants to look around at homes before they list their house for sale, it doesn't matter how good your seller offer is because that's not where their head's at. They're not ready to sell yet. So it's all about understanding who you're speaking to, where their head's at. So let's do this again, but in this situation, the prospect says, I want to look around at homes before I list my home for sale. You want to listen to this. Okay, I'm going to change gears. I'm not going to make the sell first offer. I'm going to make the buy first offer. Now, here's what's not going to work. I can't say what they taught you to say in real estate school. That doesn't work. You can't say what all the other agents are saying to buyers. You know what I was taught in real estate school? Well, buyers want representation. No, they don't. That's why they're out there looking on their own. We think that. Look, I'm not saying that having us represent them isn't a good thing. I'm just saying that's not what they want. That's like not number one on their list. Number one on their list is they want to find properties, especially off-market properties, hard to find properties. If your big deal to the buyer is, oh, I'm going to send you what's on the internet, they're like, dude, I can find out what's on the internet by myself. I don't need you. Or if you talk about, well, I've got strong negotiating skills, the buyer today can find out who the listing agent is online, go directly to the listing agent, probably save 2 or 3% right there. They feel like I can negotiate for myself. So you have to have a bigger and better offer for buyers, or guess what happens? They don't meet with you. And then you might say, well, these leads are no good. That prospect wasn't motivated, except for you find out a week later, they either listed their house with another agent, right? Or they bought a home with another realtor. Don't blame the prospect if you're weak on the phone. If you've got a weak offer, a weak buyer offer, a weak seller offer, it's on you. So what would be a better offer for the buyer? What if you said this? So you want to buy first or sell first? Prospect says, I'd rather buy first. Great. Would you like to receive priority access to all the hot new listings that match your home buying criteria? My list includes recently reduced properties, off-market properties, homes that are not even on the market yet, builder homes, for sale by owners, homes that have recently been reduced. You've got to make what you're offering sound exciting and different, or they're going to say, no, I'm good, right? You know what? You sound like every other agent. There's nothing unique about you, or I don't hear anything that you're offering me that I just can't find on my own. So let's say this from the top. To the buyer, your offer is going to be priority information to proprietary information. Got that? That's a writer downer, folks. Now, if you're driving, don't write down this, but 2 things that you're offering the buyer. You're hinting at that you're going to offer them, and you haven't talked about any commitment at all, right? You're just saying to the buyer, would you like I can't even say it, priority access to proprietary information. In today's market, you got to get the information fast, and we have access to bank foreclosures, distress sales, all the best deals, including off-market properties, homes that are not even on the internet that you're not going to be able to find anywhere else. And I will teach you how that's true. That won't be like a lie. I'm going to teach you how to get access to homes that are not on the market. Now, some of you might think, well, that's illegal. We're not allowed to do that. No, these aren't pocket listings. These aren't things that you're holding back. I'm going to teach you how to offer the buyer the thing that they want. So that's the key, folks. Doesn't matter what we want, it's what the buyers and sellers want. And when you understand that, and when you start to articulate that when you're speaking to buyers and sellers, they're gonna want it. So I offer my list of properties, right? The buyer says, I said, would you like that? It's absolutely free of charge, no obligation. Would that be of interest to you? If you say this the right way, 80% of them will say, yeah, man, I want that. And that's when you come back with, great. When would be a good time for you and I to get together? And they're going to say, well, why do we need to meet? Can't you just email me the properties? To which I'm going to say, well, I want to do a good job for you. If we can sit down for about 15 minutes, I can take down exactly what you're looking for. And that way, rather than me emailing you dozens of homes which may or may not match your criteria, I'll only be emailing you homes that are a perfect match. And even more importantly, we won't miss out on the perfect property. Boom. That's the thing they're terrified of, folks. The thing they're terrified of the most is missing out on the perfect property. So make sure you really play on that. That's why when you speak to them, they're already getting emails from 4 different realtors and they're on 17 different websites because they're paranoid that they're going to miss out on the perfect property. So what are you saying? You're going to say, if we get together, first of all, I'll be able to do a better job for you, right? We can sit down, have a little conversation for about 15 minutes to exactly what you're looking for. That way, instead of me emailing you dozens of homes which may or may not match your criteria, or even worse, missing out on the perfect property, I can take down, have all of a really good understanding of what you're looking for. That way, you'll only be getting homes that are perfect match. When's good, mornings or afternoons? That's the choice. Great. Now, they might say, well, when I meet with you, do I have to sign anything? No. And that's true. When they meet with me, they don't have to sign anything. But when they meet with me, if they don't sign the buyer agency agreement, nor do I have to work with them, right? So that's how we do this. Inexpensive. Does this make sense to everybody? Let me know in the comments. If this makes sense, smash the like button. Hit the like button, a little blue thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up if this is making sense to you. I'm trying to get you excited about your possibilities here in real estate. Folks, I've created more millionaire real estate agents than any other coach, trainer, guru, you name it. I'm the guy that's walked the talk. Okay, in my 3rd year of having my real estate license, I was already the #1 RE/MAX agent in the world for commissions earned. No one out of the 100,000 plus agents at RE/MAX made more money every year than me, and I was one of the top RE/MAX agents for 15 years, and I got into coaching agents. You want to know why? Because what I do is duplicatable. That's what I discovered. Everything that I'm doing, I can teach to you so you can become more successful. So this is really cool to be able to see you implement this stuff and totally change your business. So we start with lead generation, then we have to help you plug the holes with follow-up. Okay, so now we know the motivation and the timing of the prospect. Some of the prospects are ready to act now, and what I just talked about is for the prospects that are ready to act now, how to meet with them. Because you want to meet with them. If they're super motivated and their timing is now, you want to have a good offer come out of your mouth. You don't want to have a lame offer because they'll say no. And then you'll say, well, those leads are no good. And then you see them listed a week later, right? Ever happened to you? Let me know in the comments if that's happened, right? So that tells you there's something I got to learn with my offer to compel the good ones to meet with me. Now, let's go back to the point that 85% of the people you talk to are not like that. 85% of the prospects you speak to are not ready to act. They're not ready to list their home today. They're not ready to buy today. They're in the future, right? They might be a month out, 2 months out, 6 months out, or whatever. This is the exhausting part, right? Is how do we follow up with those people that are 2 or 3 months later? How many of you are good at following up for like a week, right? Let me know in the comments. You're good for a week, you're good for 2 weeks, but if they're 3 months or 6 months out, let me give you some advice on how to follow up with them. First of all, everything I'm about to show you will not replace the personal one-on-one phone calls that you're going to make to prospects. Okay, nothing is better than that. So don't hear me wrong on this. I'm going to teach you now other automated things that you can do in addition to the one-on-one phone calls. But I don't want the takeaway to be, I can just do this stuff and never call them again. No. This is in addition to the personal phone calls. Okay, so tip number 1 here. Whatever time frame the prospect tells you they're moving in, they say to you, well, I'm not going to do anything for 6 months. Folks, always cut it in half. Always call the prospect in half the time they tell you. Why? Because they have a tendency to tell us, the salespeople, a future date that's arbitrarily a little longer than it really is. Okay, so I didn't know that when I first got into real estate, and I lost a lot of money by calling the future prospects back a little bit too late. Amen. How many of you, let me know in the comments if that's happened to you. If you've lost a lot of money like me by calling the seller back a week too late. We just listed our house last week. Great. Always err on the side of caution. So if they tell you 3 months, you call them back in a month and a half. They tell you 2 months, you call them back in a month. Okay, so tip number 1, rule number 1 is always call the prospects back in half the time they indicate. Okay, we want to make sure that we automate some of this follow-up stuff. So what I want you to do is if you don't already have a really good newsletter, I want you to create a newsletter that talks about the unique stuff that you do and the marketplace. Make sure it talks about the marketplace because that's what they're interested in. If you have an email newsletter or like a direct mail print newsletter that's got recipes and a bunch of nonsense, people are not going to read that stuff. How many of you get that kind of stuff from, I don't know, your financial planner or whatever, and it goes boom, straight into the trash? So there's no use sending out stuff that's going to be trashed in your email or from your mailbox right into the trash can. You've got to I teach you how to send valuable information out to the future buyers and sellers. Now, this has happened to you as well. How many of you also get good newsletters? You get good information by email and good information in your mailbox? And how do you feel about that individual or that company if you open your mailbox and you say, hey, this is like actually good stuff, right? So we're creating top of mind awareness, but we need to do more than that. You need to, in addition to, keeping your face out there or whatever they call it, you need to associate some powerful benefits to you. So in other words, you've got to tell prospects why you're different and better. Not only that you're a real estate agent, but what makes you different and better than the other agents. We teach you how to do that. Then we're going to include some market stats that make you look really smart, right? Everybody wants to deal with the expert. So you're going to be positioned as the expert in your marketplace. Now, that newsletter can go by email, but it should go as print. And I know a lot of you are like, I don't want to do print, like print costs money. Folks, these people have already identified themselves as future buyers and sellers. You don't want to spend $12 a year on them? You're going to make a $20,000 commission? You don't want to invest $12 in mailing them a good newsletter? Come on, folks. We can afford to spend a fair amount of money on follow-up if we know it's a really good prospect. That's why you got to follow Craig Proctor. I want to teach you how to identify the good ones and then do all this stuff we're talking about so they don't get away. Is this making sense? Make sure you smash the like button. If you hit the like button, by the way, that means every time I do these videos, you're going to be notified. So if you like my stuff, make sure you smash the like button, give me a blue thumbs up right now, and follow this page so you get notifications. Okay, let's keep rocking and rolling. Oh, that script I was talking to you about, how many of you want this script? Okay, you want the script, you don't want to spend 10 years or 15 years on the phone figuring it out like me. You would like to get Craig Proctor's universal callback script. It's only for my clients, but I'm going to give it to the first few of you that respond to this right now. Type into comments the word script. Okay, my marketing advisor, Daryl, he's probably in the comments here. He will follow up with you and he'll make sure that you get this script. I want to, just want to prove to you this works, folks. The easiest way to prove to all of you that I can actually help you is just to pay it forward and just help you. I'm not asking for any money. This is free. What you're on right now is free. I'm just giving you good information so you can go out there and start doing the things that we're talking about and realize, oh my God, this Craig Proctor guy is spot on. He actually knows what he's talking about. And folks, I do know what I'm talking about. Most of these coaches out there today, you know the big names, do your research. Do you know some of these guys have never actually had a real estate license? They've never had a license. They've never been out with a buyer or seller. They've never showed homes. They've never negotiated an offer. They've never listed a house. They haven't done the things that they teach you. It'd be like learning how to play golf from somebody that's never played golf. It's ridiculous. Do you want to know what the qualifications today are to be a real estate coach? You simply say, I am a real estate coach. Folks, having a mentor is a good idea, but who that mentor is really, really important. Okay, I'm going to give you some more tips on what you should do to follow up with the buyer and seller prospects. Are we good with that? I'll give you a few more things that you can do to help you automate the process. Remember, none of what I'm going to talk about next is going to replace the phone call. You're going to still call them, but you're going to call them in half the time they indicate. So they tell you 3 months, you're going to call them in 6 months. And every time you speak to them, you're going to requalify them again. And whatever time frame they tell you, you're going to cut it in half. Okay, so we've talked about having a newsletter, a good newsletter, not recipes, not self-promotional, not your logo, good stuff. If you don't have a good newsletter, don't waste your money sending out a newsletter because it's not going to help you. It's just going to go right in the trash. Voice broadcasting. Okay, voice broadcasting is cool because you can leave a message. Basically, it sounds like this. Hey, sorry I missed you. This is Craig Proctor with ABC Realty. I've been emailing you homes that match your criteria. I just wanted to follow up and see if there was any properties you wanted to look at, or if I'm not sending you the right properties, whether you wanted to change your criteria. Either way, please give me a call. My phone number is boom, right? Or if it's a seller, hi, this is Craig Proctor. Sorry I missed you, right? Because it's going right into their voicemail. Hi, it's Craig Proctor. Sorry I missed you. I wondered if you would like to get an updated market report, area home sales report on recent home sales and homes that are currently listed, and a special report on what to do, inexpensive things to help you prepare your home for sale. Please, if that interests you, please, and whatever your call to action is, right? Call me, text me, whatever it is. Okay, so we're going to use voice broadcasting, which is like, for my coaching clients, I give them voice broadcasting. I set this up so they can, for free as coaching members, so they can send text messages and voice broadcast messages right from the Craig Proctor coaching site. Okay, we also have recorded hotlines. We set up your landing pages for you. It's all free. It's all included when you're a Craig Proctor coaching member. A little self-promotion for Craig there. Okay, so text messages, but you want to use video. So what you're going to do is you're going to record a video, okay, for the prospect. Hi, John, this is Craig Proctor with ABC Realty, and we're going to text that back because that's going to get opened. It's going to be way better than emails because a lot of emails just don't get opened. Okay, and a direct mail campaign. Okay, we already talked about a newsletter, but these are actual letters, okay, form letters that we help you create that don't look like form letters, right? That's the key. If it's a form letter, it's got to look like a personal letter. And this is the letter that's going to go out week 1. This is the letter that's going to go out after the first month. So this automation is going to happen automatically, right? It's going to happen in addition to you making the right phone call at the right time. Now, how many of you right now are members of my private Facebook group? So right now we're on my business page, but I have a private Facebook group I'd like to invite you to. If you would like an invitation to my private Facebook group, I have 3,300 realtors in that private Facebook group. So if this resonates with you and you want an invitation, just type into the comments the word invitation. Okay, type into the comments the word invitation, and we'll send you an invite out to my private Facebook group. It's called Rich Agent Secrets. Or you can just go to the search window in Facebook and type in Rich Agent Secrets and say I want to join. Okay, now, if this makes sense to you, I would like to also invite you. How many of you would like to have a call with me? How many would like to have a call with me and my team, free of charge, for 1 hour about your business? Okay, free of charge. no strings attached. This is not like it's a sales job or any of that. How many of you would like, if this all makes sense to you, to go to my Acuity Day Timer, pick a day and a time that works for you, okay? And my team and I will jump on a Zoom meeting with you and we'll analyze your business. We'll ask you a bunch of questions about what you're doing right now, and we'll ask you about what is it that you want to do, right? Where is it that you want to take your business, like 1 year or 5 years down the road? And we're going to help you get there. The question is why aren't you already doing the thing that you want to do, right? There's got to be some kind of obstacle, or you'd be doing it, right? You know where you are, you know where you want to go, but why are you not already there? Why are you not already doing the thing you want to do? Let us help you identify that obstacle and give you some advice on how to remove that obstacle. We want to share with you some ideas, some things that you're probably not doing that have helped me create more millionaire real estate agents than any other coach, trainer, or guru. So here's how you do this. To book a call with me and my team, if somebody could do me a favor and type into the comments, proctorcall.com. Proctor, my name, Proctor, call.com. That's a clickable link. If you click on proctorcall.com, you'll go to my day timer, pick a day, and pick a time, and we'll have a conversation. At the end of the conversation, of course, if you'd like to work with me, I would love that. But if you don't find it incredibly helpful, no strings attached. I think you're going to find it helpful. There's no downside to having a free call with me and my team. If you like this, understand it's more of what we're talking about right now. So today's topic was how to stop losing business to other real estate agents by improving your follow-up system. You've worked hard to generate these leads, right? You've either worked hard to generate the lead or you've spent your money to generate the lead. You don't want these leads to go by the wayside. So mistake number one is you've got to be able to quickly identify who's a good lead and who's not a good lead. I don't want you wasting your time with prospects that are not real prospects. How many of you have done that, right? You spend an hour with a seller that's not even motivated, and then you're like, damn, that person that booked that call for me, and you realize that person was you. So we want to make sure that you're really efficient with your time. You've got to have a lot of leads coming in. You've got to be able to quickly qualify, determine who the best ones are, and then you've got to motivate the best prospects to want to meet with you. You can't make a buyer meet with you. You can't make a seller meet with you, but using the right language, you can compel the best buyers and sellers to want to meet with you. And then the majority of prospects you speak to represent future prospects. So let's learn how to deal with the vast majority of the leads that come to you so we can convert that future business into commission checks. Look, if you enjoyed this, let me know in the comments if you found this to be incredibly helpful. And if you know other realtors that would benefit from this, please share this video with them. Remember, like this page, give me a thumbs up, and we'll see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. This is Real Estate Coach Craig Proctor. We'll talk to you all soon. Hi, this is Craig Proctor. Hey, I really hope you enjoyed that video. And listen, I've got a lot more information for you to help you grow your real estate business. You see, several times a week, I record new videos and I load them onto this YouTube channel. What I'd like you to do, if you'd like to access them, are two important things, and both are totally free. Number one is I'd like you to subscribe to this channel. You're going to see a little subscribe button for you to click on. And if you don't already have an account with YouTube, it's free for you to set it up. It's really easy, it's free, but you've got to subscribe to this channel. And the most important thing is to ring the little bell right next to the subscribe button. And that's going to let you know every time I load new money-making videos to help you grow your real estate business. So make sure you subscribe right now, you ring the little bell, and we'll see you on the next video.